for everyone in space. And by that, I mean that space is not only a field for mathematicians, physicists, and engineers. There is a role for everyone in space because space is vast and it needs people from diverse background. It's as vast that it needs role from arts, humanities, sciences, engineering. It even needs people from filmmaking, because who do you think brings us the cool rocket launch videos? And when I was in my medical school, I got a lot of comments like, if you were so much into space, why you wasted a seat in medical school? You should have gone to for a degree for space sciences. And I did not bother much to counter argue with them because I knew the path I was on. I knew that the second biggest passion I had was to recreate dinosaurs and play in labs, so that's why I chose medical technology. My early teenage, I have spent long hours reading Wikipedia profiles of a lot of astronauts and sending desperate emails not to the astronauts, but to their professors, to their universities. I used to ask them that how you have trained them, what degrees astronauts have done, so that I can study the same and I can become like one. Reading the Wikipedia profiles of astronauts gave me one very amazing myth debunker, you can say. That is, again, there is space for everyone in space. That there are astronauts who are psychologists, there are astronauts who are biochemists, there are astronauts who are doctors, there are astronauts who are architects as well. And by the way, there are a lot of astronauts with computer sciences and software degrees as well. So apart from sending a lot of emails, that was a time when I hardly knew English and I had no idea what an email is. Luckily, a few of them replied, and they were the ones who introduced me to the interdisciplinary approach of space, and they told me how space life sciences is very much interlinked. A lot of astronauts go up in the space and they do experiments of cancer therapy, DNA sequencing, gut microbiome, and they also introduced me to a lot of space NGOs that I can be a part of to bring space to Pakistan instead of leaving Pakistan and, fulfill my personal passion of becoming an astronaut. I love giving this example. His name is Hamza Hamid, and he is a space lawyer. When I started my space education journey almost a decade ago, I was a national coordinator of Space Generation Advisory Council, and there I got to know about Hamza, and his title was space lawyer. And the time until I met him or I actually interacted with him online, I used to think that what kind of profession this is? Who needs a space lawyer? Like, who needs a lawyer in space? What kind of literal Star Wars is going up in the space? But when I talked to him, I learned about him, about his field, and I did some Google search as well, and I realized that engineers can build rockets and satellites and a lot of other things, but they cannot launch them in the space without having a space lawyer on board. There are a lot of space policies. There are national space policies of all the countries, including Pakistan, and space lawyers are the one who actually write those policies, and they also fight the space cases. So it's actually kind of Star Wars. For a very long time, I have received comments in the last 2 years especially that you have achieved so much, you have been to so many places. This is something that I have been doing for the last 8 years of my life now. I have been advocating for space in Pakistan, that you can be in a different science role and be in space as well. It's a multi-role that you can have. And why I do this is because when I was 14-year-old studying in a government school in Pakistan, my science teacher told me that there is no such thing as space, and if you try to go up there, you will die. Not only that, but also my classmates, a classroom full of 60 girls who were aspiring medical doctors, they thought that I am a mentally disabled child because I have a dream to go to a place which, according to our science teacher, does not even existed. So that particular moment was an eye-opener for me to realize role of an educator, a role of a teacher in building or breaking dreams of their students, because teachers are nation builders and they somehow have a huge responsibility in shaping minds of the students who are sitting in front of them. So that was the moment when 14-year-old Yumna realized that once I grow up, I'm going to fix this problem for my country. And for that, for a very long time, I was this alien child in my classroom. But luckily, when I got into the medical school, I would say the first month of my medical school, I founded Exploration, which was a passion-built space education and awareness campaign, now turned into a registered organization with a bunch of motivated people as well. It is no longer Exploration by Yumna because it's not one person effort now. It's a campaign by a lot of people now. So Exploration, as it sounds, not a very spacey name, right? Why not space exploration? Why not simply Cosmos or something like Star Talk maybe? It's because we have named it after an artistic spacesuit made by, in collaboration with NASA astronaut Nicole Stott, and the whole suit is painted by cancer patients all around the world. This is Spacesuit Exploration. All the patches are painted by cancer patient kids all around the world. And if you can see the patch over there on the backpack, that is painted by kids in Pakistan. And few patches in the arm as well. They are painted by kids in Pakistan, kids from Shaukat Khanum, kids from an autism center as well. So a lot of people have told me that you have achieved so much, you should be grateful, you have achieved your dream, but I don't think so. I have done that so far. But if I start counting them, I actually have a question from you guys. So people tell me that you have Pride of Pakistan, you have been to NASA, you did space camp training, you have met astronauts. If you know Houston, we have a problem. The astronaut who says, the team of astronauts who said that is right over there. I'm standing with him. You have won awards. You have seen the rocket which took humans to moon. You are standing at NASA. You have been to the observatory where Saturn's rings were discovered and where Pluto was discovered. You got PSL. What do you guys think? And yeah, one thing, people think that owning telescopes and owning piece of moon and Mars and then going global, doing your outreach that you do in Pakistan and then doing it in different countries, that is a huge achievement. But if I ask any of you that what do you personally think that owning telescopes, meeting astronauts, having moon or Mars rock, or being on TV channels of all interviews and stuff like that, what do you think is the most amazing one or most good achievement to have? Anyone?
Educating the about
Educating, actually, yes, it's very close enough. I think, no doubt that there are a lot of awards, and I am grateful for all the experience that I had to do in the last 1 decade of my life. But for me, the most important achievement is the impact that I have been able to create. All the messages and the love that I receive from parents and their kids that they want their daughters to actually pursue their dreams now because they are seeing someone in Pakistan doing the same is actually my real achievement. Ending with an anecdote, I actually, 2 years ago, actually 2.5 years ago, someone on Facebook reached out to me asking me that we really like your work and how we can help you. And out of nowhere, I said, okay, we do not have a go-to telescope. We have a manual telescope, and it is very difficult to deal with that telescope if you are engaging hundreds of kids at the same time. So you can give us an automatic telescope which can track the celestial objects automatically. And they replied, okay, send us your address and we will give you the telescope. I thought that they must be scammed, and I replied that I don't need the telescope because I cannot go through the hassle of customs that I will have to bear if I am getting a telescope in Pakistan. And they were insisting that we really like your work, we really want to help you. And deep down, I still thought that they're a scam. I just told them randomly, if you really want to help me and you really want to award my organization with a GoTo telescope, please send it to us through the embassy. And as I said, they were a scam. They ghosted me for 1.5 years. And after 1.5 years, I got the call from French embassy in Islamabad telling me that my award telescope is at the embassy. Please come, and Mr. Ambassador would like to present you the telescope. So that's French ambassador of Islamabad presenting us the GoTo telescope that I thought would be a scam, but it turned out to be a true thing. And then they invited us to speak at a conference in France this year. And I accidentally got dropped off in the quest of halal food. I got dropped at a wrong spot. And it was the stop of my conference venue. I was there 2 days ago, and I thought, okay, let's see what's inside. I know it's my conference venue, but let's have a look around because I love museums and I was very curious. I started walking at the entrance. That's the entrance of the museum. And I saw these boards. I realized the designs are quite familiar, but I don't know any French. So I was unable to understand what is this all about. I kept walking until I saw one of the boards, which was this. The whole exhibit was a permanent exhibit of biggest space museum in France, which is Cité d'Espace. And a few years ago, back in 2021, I gave an interview. I was selected for United Nations Outer Space Affairs Gender Equality in Space representative. And the museum in France actually took that exhibit and they made it a permanent part of their museum. Walking in another part of the world, I never thought that starting from gathering a bunch of kids in Pakistan and telling them that why Pluto is no longer a planet and why Mercury is not the hottest planet, I never imagined that one day I will be walking in another part of the world and I will be seeing my poster up there. It was quite emotional, so why not? I took good 10 minutes and cried in front of it because, and I was in my PJs. I never imagined that I will be having this experience, which was surreal, but at the same time, it was not a one-person game. There was contribution of a lot of people, regardless of the fact that people will come and tell you that you can't do this and you're a Pakistani, oh my God, you cannot have this. But at the same time, there will be some people. They might have a big role or a smaller role in your journey, but they will have some kind of role connecting you with other people, interviewing you, which will take you to next levels. And in the end, I will just like to say that I didn't come this far to come only this far. I am not sure when Pakistan will be able to send people to the space, to the moon, and not only with collaboration with one restrictive country, but globally with other countries as well. If not me, I am sure that the generation that we are nurturing, the generation that I am teaching, they will be the one going to moon and Mars with Pakistani flag. So I didn't come this far to come only this far. Thank you.